Well, a very good afternoon, evening, night, morning, all of those things in that weird order to everyone.
It is early in the morning here. My alarm went off for the first time in my alarm went off for the first time in week. It is 8:30 here this morning. So good morning to those who are joining, as well as afternoon and evening.
Awesome. Yeah, so we wanted to try to get Mark on today's Sale Talk Saturday. I thought it would be kind of a cool little treat. I will say that they are currently in the middle of nowhere, right?
We are and we have been hitting the waves hard. So we had a
Really?
medical evac last night. And so we had to alter course. Rocky, I'm not sure if you saw that. I know you tracked the ship mapping. Oh, of
Right there on
course.
screen.
Oh, cool. We didn't get to see that on board. Oh, that's cool. Thoughts, of course, and prayers for those that were impacted, the family as well as the individual.
Yeah.
But as a result, we've had to crank up the gasopods and the engines to make up time. We were slamming the waves last night. I got about 4 hours of sleep, I think, because every 45 seconds, I just talked to another passenger who was saying about every 45 seconds there was a big crack where the whole ship, it just sounds like it's cracking in half. And so
Oh my
didn't
gosh.
didn't sleep well. I wasn't gonna wear these on the live, but it has gotten bright. It's alternating between pouring down rain and right out here on deck. I'm on the lanai right now. For anyone who's been on a ship, you know the
Yep.
lanai. I'm gonna bring you a little bit around the ship today. I've got some pictures that Rocky has loaded up and some videos to show you some of the new spaces and the updates to the Carnival Panorama. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's say hello. Who's here with us, Rocky?
I know we've got quite a few people already. We've got Lee Graham was one of the first ones to show up, and he said a very good hello. He actually sent me a message earlier today, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that the time was different." So glad you
Sorry,
were able to make it back in.
that is because of me. I admit. 10 a.m. on Saturday in Phoenix was what 2 a.m. my time, 3 a.m. my time. It
Yes,
just
too. Yeah.
I asked Rocky if we could move it, and I hope that you understand. And if you're watching this as a recording because you missed the live, that's okay. It's because of me. Just blame me.
Right. Looks like Marcy chimed in with a nice hello. Marcy, how are you feeling? I know that you took some souvenirs home that you weren't expecting from the Carnival Firenze. So hopefully you're feeling better.
So I saw a really funny shirt, COVID-19 free. And so we were joking, we're like, wait a minute, is he giving away COVID-19 for free or is he COVID-19 free? We weren't sure. They're definitely, Marcy, if I'm not like you by the end of this or by the end of this trip, I'm going to be shocked because there are people that are just absolutely sick around the show. Ugh.
The
Yeah.
joys of a
These
long cruise.
Right, right. You get sick,
Wow.
you get better, you get sick, you get better. I mean, like all in the span of one cruise.
Yeah, right. Looks like Brian Shell chimed in. Hello, Brian.
Brian Shell, welcome to the live today. Good to see you. Wish you were here. I think it would be more fun if you were here. I think it would be
For
more
sure.
fun if y'all were here personally.
Agreed. Looks like Eric came in. Hello to you, Eric, and thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us this evening. Tom made an appearance as well. So hello, Tom.
Hey
Nice to
Tom,
have
good to see
you.
you.
Yeah. Derek Reynolds also came in. So hello to Derek. Ooh, Pablo, it looks like you are on the NCL Jade right now. That's exciting.
Super cool.
That is awesome. People call me Craig, made his way on as well. Hey, kids. Kathy B is here sending her
I love it.
love.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Sorry, I think as I'm scrolling, I'm trying to scroll through the comments and I think I put them on the screen accidentally. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. We were up to Kathy
Oh,
B
okay,
anyway.
perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's easy to accidentally
perfect. I
push that
got
button. Just don't hit end stream, okay?
I did that once, y'all. I did
I
that
know.
once, and they'll never let me live that down.
No, I won't. It's true.
It's true. It's
Leo's
true.
okay with it. He's glad that we rearranged the scheduling so that he could see you.
Awesome. Now
And
you may see me doing this a little bit. The Wi-Fi is a bit spotty in the middle of
yep,
where did you say, Rocky?
you're in the middle of nowhere. You're between Manila, the Philippines, and heading to Guam. It's a 3-day at sea journey. So again, if I pull this up onto the stage, you'll see you're further along than where that current location is, but you are traveling at about 19 knots. The wind is still the same, and you're looking at a little bit higher of a swell right now.
Have we slowed down? Have we slowed down? Because the screen said we were going at a higher rate last night.
Yeah, you're going, let me see, let me refresh what I got here. I think last I pulled it up, you were at 19, you're at 20 knots. So it
Yeah,
was fascinating. I actually saw a Vista class ship going fast, fast, fast when you guys were setting sail. What was that, between Vietnam and Malaysia? You were going 23 knots. That's wild.
which is which is shocking for a Carnival Cruise Line Vista class. I mean,
Yes.
those things are usually being pushed by a tug. I kid.
Maybe
Knock
not
on
usually,
knock
but
on
sometimes, yes.
knock on all the wood, y'all. Knock on all the wood. No,
Right.
there have been no not again, knock on wood, no propulsion issues this sailing.
This is not the sailing for it.
No, definitely not.
Right. It sounds like Marcy is going to be better tomorrow. It's her last dose of Paxlovid, so that's good news.
Awesome.
Hopefully, that metallic taste isn't too strong for you.
Hmm.
People call me Craig. Remember that time Mark brought down the Matrix? Yes, yes, we do. Aw.
Oh, that was a
Pablo
good
said the
time.
weather is not great in the Bahamas. They skipped Great Stirrup. Aw.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Although
You know, we
we heard that happens quite often. In fact, one person said they don't even believe that that island exists because they've never made it on any of their cruises. Remember that?
I think that was Brian actually.
Was it?
I think it may have been. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's hard because it's a water shuttle port, and even as
Yeah,
we experienced, the weather was beautiful the day that we went there, but the waves were very choppy.
yeah, absolutely. Helen, I saw your
Oh,
message. I hope that I'm so glad that you had such a great time and the Carnival Firenze took such good care of you. Oh, I just hope that you have memories for a lifetime from that ship.
yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm wondering if, oh, Sheila and Connie, how their sailing went, because they were on the same time that Marcy was on board.
Okay, okay,
So,
that's amazing.
yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I want to share a little bit about this journey because it has been a trip. And then I don't know if you have any cruise news that you want to share today on Sail Talk
No, not
Saturday, or
today.
if this is okay. Perfect. Perfect.
This is the Mark show.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah, I didn't think it was Brian Shaw. I was like, what?
okay.
Huh? Okay.
I was
Do
wrong
we have
once. I'm
a
sorry.
do we have a slide
We
or do we have a
do.
picture?
You know what you're
I
starting
think
with, right?
I think I'm starting with Singapore before we even leave. So
You
I'm not going to talk a ton about the Singapore trip this time. I'm going to tell you all about Singapore. We spent 5 days in Singapore and it was honestly amazing. Oh, hi. Okay, where he wants me to move on.
No, you're fine.
Okay, great. I'm gonna pull me back up for a minute. Can you pull me back up for a minute?
There you go.
Thank you. So Singapore was, someone gave a thumbs up.
It
Singapore
was
was
me.
awesome. We spent 5 days there. We ate, we drank, I got to experience a ton of stuff. There are some really cool pictures and videos that I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to do a little video just about Singapore. So if you ever get a chance to fly there, cruise there, some tips and tricks and things to know. The light rail or the transit system is amazing. I just tap my phone. You just tap your phone. The thing opens up. You walk in and you figure out where you're going. It was awesome. Super cool experience. Super convenient to get around. Unfortunately, there were some in the Facebook group that didn't enjoy Singapore. We loved it. Our hotel was maybe a 15-minute, 10-minute walk to the light rail station or to the subway station. So that made it super easy and convenient. Oh, hi, it's just me now. Made it super easy and convenient, but really cool city to experience. Again, I'll tell you more about that in a separate video. But for now, Rocky pulled up a picture. This was what boarding looked like in Singapore. It was, it was line after line after line. It was a bit chaotic. There were a lot of people boarding this ship. Obviously, there's it about 5,000, 4,000 capacity standard and about 5,000. And we can come back, Rock. I just wanted to kind of show what those lines look like. And then the lines continued there. So if you've been following any of my shorts or Twitter or anything like that, you've seen more lines getting off the ship in the various ports. And so this was yesterday in Manila, not yesterday. Yesterday was a sea day. This was the day before in Manila. The stairwells, there was one stairwell to get off of the entire ship, and so it was quite wild. We waited in that stairwell for probably close to 2 hours almost to get off the ship. The very first day when we were in not Vietnam, we were in that line probably an hour, hour and a half. The good news is all of the excursions kept their original times, and so that kept us in port a little bit longer. So last night we didn't leave Manila probably for three hours after we were scheduled to leave. The only thing, right, we talk about this all the time. Things happen, lines happen, issues with local ports happen. The one thing I wish they would have done is they would have communicated a bit more. They didn't tell anyone that the ship time was extended in port, and so everyone still got back to the ship on time. And then then about an hour while we were still sitting there, then they came on and said, "Hey, we're going to be here for another 2 hours due to excursions that are out, and so we don't plan to leave until closer to 8 p.m." Well, everyone had been
Whoa.
on for an hour, but like back on board time was 5 o'clock, and so 5:30. And so there have been just opportunities, I would say, in general around communications.
Hmm.
Um, just, I mean, right, lines happen. And like Pablo said, yeah, the lines drive me crazy. We've talked to several blue cards, which Reki, I learned something on this sailing.
Hmm.
I didn't think we'd see a single blue card on this sailing. Do you know why? I didn't think we would see a single blue card on this sailing.
Well, I mean, it's why would you
How,
want to just sail blue card on a 25-night cruise? That's
how,
you're not getting
how many
any
nights?
benefit from the cruise.
How many nights is it though?
But
How many nights is this cruise?
oh, well, it depends on if you look at a calendar or if you look at the actual sailing. It's a
It's a
25
20.
night
It's a
sailing.
25-day sailing. So what does
Yeah,
that mean?
that means that they should actually be gold.
Everyone should be a minimum of gold on this trip. But what I learned this sailing is blue, your first time cruise trumps any other status. And so that's why there are still blue cards on the sailing. So the crew can identify that you're a first time cruiser with Carnival. So even though technically these people are gold status, they didn't get their
Hmm.
gold cards on this sailing. They still got the blue card. So I thought that was
But
interesting.
but that means that those passengers will likely not see a red card
They will
if
not,
they come back.
they will absolutely not see a red card. No, because they'll have already met the requirements for gold. What is
Fascinating.
that? So that would be an interesting thing to just skip the red card altogether. But we did talk to several blue cards in the stairwells that said that this is their first and last Carnival cruise, that they would never, like, poorly organized, poorly communicated, never do anything like this again. And we've shared with them, and not just we, but other cruisers as well have said, this is not your typical Carnival experience. And no 25-day cruise is going to be your typical experience.
No.
And so totally get it. And I get the frustrations. There are people that are very frustrated, and I get that and I understand that. Right. We've been frustrated as well. What is never acceptable, and I said this in my short the other day, is taking it out on the crew. We had a crew member in one of the stairwells. These are people that are not getting paid additional to be here. They've just been tagged in for stairwell duty. One gentleman just, I mean, was screaming and berating this one of the playlist cast members. I mean, and she was in tears. I mean, it was a rough morning getting off in Manila. That was probably the worst of it. But there have been lines. Guest services line has not. Last night was the first time that the guest services line down in the 8 days we've been on so far. So anyway,
Whew.
that's a little. that's a little bit about getting on in Singapore and some of the lines. I know I've posted a couple of things about those lines, and some of you have commented on those videos, but just to give you a little bit more context of where those have come from. Honestly, yeah, the 2 hour delay yesterday was frustrating, or in Manila was frustrating, but what would have been way less frustrating had they just said, "Hey, you know what? We're going to be customs or the gangway. They blame the gangway. The gangway is not working. We're going to extend the port time by 2 hours. So don't worry about it. Go back. Go relax, and we will see you in 2 hours when the gangways are ready." Instead, everyone felt like, "Gosh, I got to get off because we've got to be back on in 7 hours." So everyone waited in those stairwells, and it wasn't even really safe, honestly. Once the stampede started, or once the herd started moving, it kind of was creepy. It was I did not feel good.
Ooh. Now, when you
Yeah,
had that picture of being in the stairwell, what decks were you on or between?
we were between 3 and 2. And so what was happening is they blocked the elevator to 1. So everyone that was taking the elevator was getting off on 2, and they were walking right off the ship. And so anyone that was on 4, 3, or getting to 2, we were just stuck as. And so I talked to a gentleman. He was like, "Yeah, I took me maybe 30 minutes to get off. I took the elevator down." He's like, "I didn't realize that I skipped everyone in line." Because Carnival had organized us all, they had organized us all in queues, and so unfortunately, and then deck 2, so other people were taking it down to deck 2 or going to the aft and coming down the hallway on deck 2, and that was how they were off of the ship. For those that were already in the queues that Carnival had set up, there was no way to. I mean, you saw those queues. There was no way to get your way back up 3 flights of steps and then back to where other people were getting through.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not Carnival's finest moment. And again, the biggest challenge that I had, and I shared this in a tweet last night, was we didn't see a single leadership position anywhere in all 3 of those days where there have been backups or delays. It's been Fun Squad, it's been playlist cast members, and that's disappointing. Very little communication as well. And people call me Craig. That is exactly how I was feeling in Manila. I told Jason, I was like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I mean, there were people pressed into you on all 4 sides. It was very uncomfortable. And we were worried that folks were going to start fainting because it was hot in those stairwells. I mean, you put a couple thousand people in a stairwell, and it's going to be warm. And gosh forbid there was any sort of emergency, or gosh forbid there was any sort of thing that caused a reaction from the crowd. That there No safety officers, no officers in general, just a couple of Fun Squad cast members and a playlist cast member. Like, just not well done. We had a
Wow.
great day. We had a great day in Manila. It was Manila was. I'll tell you more about Manila. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Okay, what did I miss?
That's
What did I miss
amazing.
in the What did I miss in the
Yeah,
comments?
thanks for
It's hard
sharing that
on the
story.
phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it sounds like Helen said that there was not enough time for everything. Next cruise, but she did
Yep.
enjoy herself.
Never is. Never is
Pablo
enough
said the
time.
lines were driving crazy. We already spoke about that. Blake said, "Hey guys, hope you're having an amazing weekend." Hey Blake.
Hey Blake, good morning from the Carnival Panorama. Actually, good morning on the 20th. I think it's the 19th where y'all are,
It is.
right? Okay. It's
You're in the
weird being a
future.
day ahead. It's weird being in the future. I feel like for the first time ever, I've got like this clairvoyance. I can tell you what tomorrow's gonna be.
Uh, Probably not much. Nothing
Not
exciting there.
much. Not much, no.
Looks like we've got someone that just got back from the Spectrum of the Seas, and they want to know if this is a good
Ooh.
place to tell their drama.
You can send us a note, absolutely. Mark or Rocky at thiscruiselife.com. Send us a note. We would love to hear. And yes, while we tend not to be too dramatic on the channel, other than my gestures, I realize, yes. We do love to hear from we do love to hear from other cruisers and those stories.
Yeah, I believe the Spectrum is actually the one that was in China. So I believe we were speaking with this individual a couple months back.
I
So,
gotcha. Okay. Okay. Fantastic.
yep.
I think I have a
Smart
couple more
Cruiser, sadly,
pictures.
your
Oh,
casino budget can't handle 25 days, Pablo. I understand that.
The only casino I've stepped foot in is the non-smoking casino, and I was just to take a picture or a video.
That's true. Blake has an important question.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
That would.
Here's what's gonna be really weird about being a day ahead of you is when we repeat the same day on the ship when we cross the international date line. I don't like that is just such a foreign concept because we're gonna continue to move our clocks ahead so
Right.
that eventually we'll fall back 24 full hours. That's just bizarre to me to repeat a day. Also,
It's
it's
going to be
bizarre
interesting.
it's bizarre to
What?
Carnival's technology. It's bizarre to Carnival's
Oh,
technology as well because everything is messed up and nothing shows the actual debark date. It's they don't do this very often.
no, they do not. Actually, I don't know of any ship that has gone from Singapore to Los Angeles. Now I know that the Luminosa makes the round going from Australia, going past Japan and up into Alaska.
Yeah,
So a little bit different, but yeah,
so cool. That's a great point. That's a great point. People call me Craig.
just
I
keep
get
passing the
it's a
date
leap
line.
year. It's a leap year for me.
There you go.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, well, shall we
Are
move
there
into the next round of photos?
I think there's a couple more that I wanted to share with everyone, and then and then
Okay.
I promise there's a bunch of ship pictures as well that I want to make sure that I share.
Yeah, let's head to Kota Kinabalu. How's that sound?
Oh my gosh, Kotak Blue. So Malaysia, this was our very first stop. Just such a cool city to walk through. There I am in front of the Welcome to Kota Kinabalu sign or arch, as well as just some amazing artwork on and murals and paintings on the buildings. Super, super cool to see. And then the next one is just this was so cool to me. I'm gonna show you this picture for just a second, and then I'm gonna bring us back to me and Rocky. Just look at that for a moment. Rocky, can you bring us back? They had a whole bunch of just self-serve food restaurants where
Oh,
you just
fun.
went in and you just added. It was kind of like a buffet. Now, this one you actually just pointed at what you wanted. So this one wasn't self-serve, but that was so different to me is many of the restaurants, I shouldn't say most, many of the restaurants, you just walked on, you grabbed a plate and you put whatever you wanted on the plate, and they charged you based on what you put on your plate. And now the charges just were wild to me. I mean, the pricing on some of this stuff was wild. I got a durian milkshake. I think I posted a picture of the durian milkshake, Rock. The durian milkshake was different. It was not my favorite thing I've ever had in my life. Oh, it was salty and sweet. It kind of had the consistency of pudding. It tasted like kind of chicken noodle soup in a straw. That was not my favorite thing I've had. Rocky, have you
No.
had durian?
No, I
Anyone
don't
on
think
this
it's offered
an-
here.
any, anyone on this live has anyone on this live tried durian? Um, uh, I it was a unique experience. Rocky, I can't wait for you to try durian.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm super excited about that. I think when you
But
get
the
home, we'll
food
open up a
in the
can of
food,
chicken noodle soup and I'll pour a little sugar in it and we'll put it in the blender and we'll see if that tastes the same.
fantastic, fantastic. It might. That yes, a delicious, yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't hide. I am not a poker player. I will tell you
No.
that. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it was something unique. What was really cool was McDonald's. McDonald's in Malaysia had all sorts of Malaysian dishes. They had nasi lemak, which I had the opportunity to enjoy at the Quincy, our hotel. The nasi lemak, which is a rice dish with chicken and with some ball and some I think they were not calamari. What's the dried fish, Rocky, that it comes with? Dried
I,
fish. It was good, but McDonald's I think I've shared this before. We like to stop in. I love to stop into McDonald's. Someone found McSpaghetti. I am so bummed that I missed the mixed spaghetti. I've been looking for mixed spaghetti for years and years and years. That is the one thing that I would absolutely try at McDonald's. But we love stopping into McDonald's around the world and just seeing the unique dishes.
Oh.
What? What?
No, I guess it's not mixed spaghetti, but I was gonna say when you were in Malaysia, or not in Malaysia, in the Philippines the other day, I could have directed you to, oh my gosh, it just escaped me. There's a great Filipino restaurant and it's fast food. And they serve the spaghetti with hot dogs in it and a bunch of other fast food items.
So Brian has tried durian, and he asked if we have a Kmart. I think that's
H Mart.
H Mart. I know, I was just kidding. Kmart, we don't have either of those, Kmart or H Mart. Can probably get it there. We're
Hmm.
gonna have to find you a way to get durian, Rocky. Definitely.
I don't know that I'm excited about that.
Did you see this? My Mexican
Yeah.
housemate could not handle the durian flavored mooncake. Well, Rocky might have some surprises coming home for him. Don't you worry,
Oh
y'all.
no.
We're gonna do some surprises live on camera when I get home. Hope I'm not. I can't read that one, Rocky, because of it's super
um,
bright where I am.
it's okay. Apparently, Blake heard that there are some changes coming to the casino program for Carnival, making it easier to earn points. Because I guess they're having some
So,
issues with casino offers. You know, if they want to bring
so
back the $25 free play to Platinum and Diamond members, we'd be happy to take that money.
that would not surprise me, Blake, if it will be easier to earn points because we've heard from several casino players, regular casino players, that the points required to get to free drinks have increased dramatically. The points have increased to get to a free cruise dramatically, and so it wouldn't surprise me to hear that the points earning system changes because I think what did I just hear? So it used to be 1,500 for free drinks, and I say it was almost double that. Maybe it was 2,500. I don't remember don't quote me on the exact numbers, but we've talked to a couple of casino players who have said that the number of points needed has increased significantly. And so that would make sense that it would be easier to get more points because it's going to require more points to get. So they're not making it easier to earn points to get you to your prize faster. They're just expanding and you feel cooler because you have 10,000 points instead of 1,000 points.
Right. So Blake actually said that each slot point is now $2 instead of 250, and the points to get the drinks have doubled.
Doubled. It is doubled. I couldn't remember if couldn't remember if it had quite doubled or if it was up to 2,500. But so thank you, Blake, for that. But yes, it's easier to earn
Oop.
points.
Yeah, there we go.
He's,
You had a little blip there in coverage.
you still have to spend to get the perks.
Yeah. Dwayne, yes, Jollibee. Thank you so much for that. I definitely had a little mental fart there. But Jollibee is, yes, their fast food, Filipino food.
I wanted to go to Jollibee. We almost went to Jollibee. Jason was like, "Do we really want to go to a chain?" And so we decided against it. But I'm
Good news.
wish
They're
we
here
would
in
have. Yeah,
Phoenix.
Jollibee.
Yeah,
Well, then I'm glad I
and
didn't go to Jollibee in Singapore or in Malaysia
or in the Philippines
or in the Philippines.
because it's Filipino food. I'd have to do some research to see if it's still around. I know we did have a Jollibee's. Maybe we don't now. Yeah, I saw Tom's comment.
Tastes like chicken. Grab
Tastes
yourself
like
some
chicken.
durian.
Exciting
Oh,
news for Doug.
Rocky, you're gonna have to make a note for Doug. We are going to have to check in throughout. Doug, there's some great video content on the Firenze out there. I highly recommend you check it out.
That's this cruise life.
Jubilee won't go to Celebration Key before 2026. Oh, I didn't see that. I guess I haven't looked that far out at Jubilee's
No.
itineraries.
Well, because she's really only
Dream.
doing Western Caribbean. She's only doing the Mexico stops right
That's
now
true.
and Roatan.
Her stops, her itinerary is not that most exciting. I would like to get on the Dream though.
Oh, that'd be cool.
There's an H Martin
Oh,
Mesa. Okay.
I think
Okay,
that's
we're
where the
going.
Jollibee is, or maybe was at one point.
Okay,
Also,
that's where we're
Mesa.
gonna go.
Great.
Be sure to hit. Oh,
Thanks,
thank
Blake.
you. Thank you, Blake. And Blake, thank you for the surprise. I'll get to that in a little bit. I think we've got a couple more things, and then we're going to talk about the ship. I feel like I keep saying
Yes, we
that.
do.
Okay.
Let
And
me
Rocky,
see.
you
Oh,
got a hard
there's
stop. So
this one. I do, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. There we go.
Everyone, there's this one. Did you all see the neon green Mountain Dew? Like it is the brightest Mountain Dew I have ever seen in my life. I don't know what they do. Someone I think said it's the special radioactive dye online. And so it was the first time that I was able to get Mountain Dew in two weeks or so. Imagine my disappointment when it doesn't taste like Mountain Dew at all.
Of course not.
But it was too cool to have a bright neon color coursing through my veins. That was fun. I have been drinking some of the red canned Zero. That's what I've been drinking this journey. I added a little bit of botanicals to it last night, and it was delicious. So I enjoyed
nice.
that. Yes, I'm not going to say what kind of botanicals or what the botanicals were seeping in, but it was very delicious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It looks like they want to know how come. Sweet chicken? Don't agree? I think we're talking about that durian still.
Yes, yes,
Marcy said that the
yes.
meatballs were sitting.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Go back to it. I accidentally clicked off.
There we go. Meatballs were sitting in, I'm guessing that's sauce.
The sauce. Yeah, that's great. That's
Good.
great. They're better. They're best when they sit and they marinate in the sauce versus just in that dry pan. Ooh.
Yes.
But who knew? Who knew? 7 months later, we would still be talking about Firenze meatballs.
Well, it's the meatball gate. You know, it's going to live on for a while.
Meatball gate. It will. It will. We should have T-shirts.
We should.
Sorry, I had pulled up Dwayne's comment on the Mountain Dew. My first love. First love about my Diet Mountain Dew. I did find Mountain Dew Zero in Manila. But by the time I drank it, because we were walking around, I also tried Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew. I've recorded a little video. I haven't published it yet. I've recorded a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna just keep posting throughout the week or throughout the next 2.5 weeks. I tried hard Mountain Dew, and so I drank that before I drank the Mountain Dew Zero. And by the time I got to that, it was warm.
Ew.
So not only did it not taste like Mountain Dew, it was warm, not taste like Mountain Dew. It just Meatball Gate.
It looks like Scott and Blake are both bringing back #Meatball Gate. Watch out, Mark.
I missed Meatball Gate. We need to get back on Firenze. I don't know when.
I don't know.
Okay. Next picture. A couple more, and then there's a video too. Maybe.
Right. There you go.
Oh, Kotak, Malaysia. So we took a boat. We took a speedboat out to a private island, Manukan Island, and we did a hike, hiked a mile plus out to this, I think, sunset point. That image says, and it was just an amazing view. The day was a little bit overcast, which was great because we didn't get burned. Oh, Rocky, that was something that I wanted to share. That I have never, and maybe you all have, I have never experienced humidity like we've experienced this trip. I mean, we were like pouring down sweat down the face, humid. It just, that hike especially, it was gross. But the water was beautiful. The water was absolutely just some of the nicest, warmest water that I've had. I like the idea of a Firenze group cruise. Okay, what's next?
Let me pull that off the stage here. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I sent Rocky about 1,000 pictures. The poor guy has had to go through and curate what he thought you would find interesting. Should I just do like a Google share and just share it all? Probably not. You don't want to see it all.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I do.
Hi, Patrick. Love right back to you. Love right back to you.
Oh, DJ.
And DJ.
Cool.
Oh, that's amazing. Hi, DJ.
So DJ is one of the fellow cruisers that I met on Holland America Eurodown.
No way. That's awesome. Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah, you haven't told us anything about Eurodown. I've just been rambling this whole time.
You're stealing the show, like usual, Mark.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell Eurodem next week because I don't know that I'm gonna be able to join next Saturday. I
I
don't
don't
know
even
where
know
I
where you are
am.
next Saturday. I haven't
I
looked.
I don't even. Where's Mark? Where's Mark TV?
No, we're not going that far. Thanks for being
Just
here,
kidding.
DJ. It's good to see you. And hopefully, Ian is by your side, unless you are traveling, as you tend to travel quite a bit, being a travel agent sometimes. But thanks for being here. Nice to see you. All right, here's your next picture, Mark. Ready? Go.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, okay, okay. Let this image sink in for a moment. Just let it sink in. What do you see?
I see two people laying out.
Okay, now come back to me.
Oh,
I love Carnival them. If you like to lay out and you want the entire ship to yourself to lay out, come on a Journeys cruise because the fellow cruisers, I was going to say clientele, the fellow cruisers are not a laying out cohort usually on a 25-day cruise. And so we've had Serenity to ourselves, we've had Lido to ourselves, we've had the Aft to ourselves. It has been amazing. So if you like to relax and lay out and take in the sunshine, a Journeys cruise might be for you. If you don't like fighting the crowds and you don't like having to run up at 6:30 in the morning to put a towel on the chair to reserve it, which should be illegal anyway,
right.
you might like a Journeys cruise.
That's
So
awesome.
we have Jason is laid out every single day. So I'm with so I for anyone that's followed the channel, you know that I'm sailing with my buddy Jason. He loves to lay out. He has laid out every single day of the cruise, and he has not had a single issue even once.
That's wonderful.
It's been wonderful.
A quick comment that came through. Will we think about MSC? Yeah, we actually are going to be on MSC World America inaugural cruise in April of this next year. So we're really excited
Yep.
about that. We would love to get
And
on
we
some of the other ships. What?
was just gonna say we're working on a video about MSC World America, but we're waiting for them to publish just a little bit more on their deck plans. Most of the deck plans just say coming soon or under construction, and so
Right.
the moment we have some updated deck plans, I'm actually going to reach back out to MSC or contact at MSC and say, hey, is there anything you can sneak us? Probably not, but it would be great to have some additional insight before we do a video that just says coming soon.
Right. There's that. So next up the slides, Mark, we are heading into the entertainment on board.
Okay. Okay. So there has been, for anyone that's been on a Journeys cruise, they bring on, so these are some entertainers they brought on from Singapore, Singapore locals. The next slide shows them dancing and singing, performing on, that is a bamboo instrument over there that they can just, it's just on strings and they move the bamboo and they play songs on it. And so I have him playing Moon River on a bamboo instrument. And then they were doing Singaporean dances, dancing to local music, just really, really cool experience. So that's one of the things that we love about Journeys cruises. Not only did they bring on local Singaporeans, and they're on with us still. So I just saw them last night. We were like, hey, he had a beverage in his hand as he was walking out on deck, and I was like, oh, hello. And so he recognized us because we've been to each and every one of their shows. They've done sarong tying classes.
Ooh.
I mean, they've done a lot of cool, unique things, but not just cultural things. They brought on comedians, they brought on entertainers, they brought on singers. I think that's what the next one is some of the additional singers that they brought on. Johnny Acosta. So he travels from all of the different brands. He was flying from here, from Guam. He was flying to Disney, meeting the Disney Dream or the
Oh,
Fantasy.
wow.
He couldn't remember. He's like, I'm meeting a Disney ship. And so he sings, he tells stories like that. It was a fun little concert. Last night we saw the magician. They have a couple of magicians that have been on board, which have been fun. I would say first magician we saw was very similar to NCL Sky,
Oh,
more
no.
more more comedy than magic. And so
Okay.
it was a comedy show, which it was still enjoyable, just like Sky was
Good.
enjoyable. We were just like, where was the magic? Last night, the guy did a lot of magic. He did, but we've seen a lot of these magic tricks now. The magic tricks are starting to repeat themselves. So the rope the rope through the rings that are connected. He did break a hard-boiled egg that was hollow and it had an egg inside. So I don't know how he did that. But
Okay.
so it's been fun to see the entertainment on board. Oh, and the playlist cast. The playlist cast, they have done so the playlist cast on this ship isn't trained on every single Carnival show, but what they've done is they are bringing in concert versions of various Carnival shows. So here's the version of Studio VIP. Later today, I am going to the concert version of Rocky. I don't know if you've heard of a show called Vintage Pop. But they're doing the concert edition of Vintage Pop later today, and so I don't
Cool.
know how they learn all of the songs and do all of that stuff, but it's been cool. So the playlist cast has definitely picked up a couple of additional shows as well.
That's awesome. All right. It looks like we got a couple more comments over here. Oh, just some more talk about Spectrum of the Seas. It sounds
Yeah,
like there
that
was some
sounds
issues with
like
dining on board.
sounds like some
Yikes.
upselling. Some sounds like some big upselling, unfortunately. I feel bad for the crew, but also kind of annoying. Yeah, it does. The
Yeah.
upselling kind of does get old. The other day, Andy gave an announcement. It was so funny. Andy, the cruise director, gave an announcement and he finished the announcement and not 35, 40 seconds later, bing, 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 he came back on and he's like, oh, and I almost forgot to mention, don't forget to check out the diamond sale going on right now at Effie. That's the diamond sale at Effie. He forgot to put the plug in for selling something, so he had to come right back on 30 seconds later to say, "Oh, sorry, I forgot about that."
That's funny. I wonder if
I'm,
people are
I'm,
actually spending money on this cruise for that stuff.
I don't know it. The shops haven't been super busy the first 9 days of the sailing.
Yeah, I would expect that to be the
Well, that's
case.
good. That's good. It sounds like just reading the comments. It sounds like the other ships, the upselling has been less. It sounds like Spectrum of the Seas has really been big on the upselling.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so
All
we've
right.
talked about the entertainment. We've talked about the port. I've talked about Malaysia. I intentionally don't want to talk about every single port today because I could talk about these ports forever. I think there are just a couple. I think the ship. Are we moving on to the ship?
Yeah, let's talk about mini golf.
Okay. So mini golf has been completely gutted and redone. So it is a beautiful course. Thank you, Rocky, for putting those pictures together in a nice collage. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
course. There are no more raised platforms. So if you take this in, you'll notice everything is completely flat. There are those just little raised lips to kind of keep your ball within the green of the mini golf, like we see in the Excel class. Rocky, bring it back to us. Remember how we talked about on the Excel class, we didn't love it as much because it's just a little raised and the ball always goes out of the green. Why do they do that? Do you know? I learned
I would
this
actually
sailing
venture to guess that it's probably for an ADA requirement or
100%. So all of the
accessibility
golf
anyway.
they're replacing all of the golf courses with ADA accessible golf courses. So the old raised, golf courses with all of the obstacles that we're used to seeing, all of those are getting gutted, and it's just kind of a single layer, single level flat golf course. It looks beautiful, but the obstacles, the windmill, the ramps that you would have to go up, all of those things, all gone, all
Oh wow.
eliminated in favor of ADA. Now, I will say we've received a bunch of comments and questions about like tell us about all of the changes on board. Mini golf is one of the big ones. They gutted it and completely redid it. Another one of those, which I'll be sharing kind of a video tour of, is Cherry on Top. Cherry on Top. The cool thing about this class of ship is they did something new with Cherry on Top. They tried to create an ice cream parlor, more selling opportunities, right? They created an ice cream parlor with indoor and outdoor spaces. That flopped phenomenally for Carnival. It turns out that people aren't paying for ice cream when they can get gelato at the Lido Buffet and they can get swirls upstairs and they can get all of this for free. And then people aren't sitting outside and eating ice cream cones outside of Cherry on Top. It wasn't a concept that worked well for them. They added merch into these expanded Cherry on Tops. Didn't work. Didn't make any money, or I shouldn't say didn't make any
No,
money. And then at the jewelry store, a
you're
much
breaking up a little
bigger.
bit there.
Uh-oh,
It didn't
can you
work
hear
is
me
what we
now?
got.
Didn't work, and so they ripped it out and put in a giant Effie jewelry store.
Ah, there you go.
What's wild though is the Effie Jewelry store still has the doors to the outside, the glass doors to the outside, to the seating area, to the old cherry on top seating area. There's just
So you
now
can
a
try
sign
on your
taped.
jewelry outside?
No, there's a sign taped to the door on the inside and the outside. This door is not functional. This door, please use alternate door. This door is not in use. The green
That's a
button
good
is
try.
still lit up for the green button is still lit up. I kept pressing it last night to see if I could get into the jewelry store at midnight. I couldn't. But yeah, so the doors are still there to go to, and the seating area, the old cherry on top seating area is still out there. They've taken down the cherry on top signage, of course, but
Okay.
the red chairs, it's all still red themed, the cherry on top red themed, and that's
Yep.
all still there. It just is now Epi outside of Epi. Now they moved the
So
cherry
did
on top where the old they moved the cherry on top down where the old Effie was, the
okay.
smaller Effie, and so it's a smaller cherry on top now, one deck below, and it does not
Got it.
have that indoor. It does not have the outdoor space.
Okay. A little bit more well suited for
So,
what cherry on
so
top
those are
does.
those are two of the big visual changes. But I would say the biggest change that's happened in dry dock, the biggest change overall that's happened in dry dock is the installation of ADA accessibility everywhere across the ship. So now every amenity, even the ropes course, has a lift up for ADA accessibility.
Wow.
I don't know how that would work, but they've added a lift for the ropes course for ADA accessibility. They've
Aren't there
gutted the
more
sauna.
mini golf holes up on that second level? Oh,
No,
they took them down.
no, no, there are not. No, there was seating up at that. They're seating up on that second level.
Ah,
Because remember, this is the sky ride.
yeah.
Sky ride and ropes course now are accessible via ramp. They gutted the saunas, so the those nice multi-tier saunas. They've gutted that to make them ADA accessible. They've removed all of the wood slat flooring, and so now there's a little bench in the corner and a little bench in the corner in the saunas. So those have all been gutted. Every door on the ship is now waved to open. You can get into the spa wave to open. You can get into the locker room wave to open. You can get into the gym wave to open. You can get into anywhere on the ship is now wave to open. That's the biggest change that they made in this dry dock
Hmm.
across the ship by far is the ADA accessibility. Again, we saw that with mini golf. We see that with in all of the public spaces. We see that with the wave to open. Thank you, Rocky. Yes, even the piano bar. They ripped out a chunk of the piano bar and they installed a lower counter for ADA accessibility. And so I don't know if we're going to see this on every Carnival ship or if we're just going to see this on the California Carnival
Right.
ships. Because California, as we know, has some additional regulations than maybe the rest of the country. And so I don't know if we're going to see that across the board or if it's just going to be unique to California. So stay tuned because we will continue to share. Great. It's great to see the bars and some of the public spaces more accessible. We love that. I'm excited to see that. Um, what will be interesting is to see how the design of new ships varies or changes because some of the spaces they've made actually unused, like the sauna. It's an unusable space. There were 9 people in there the other day, and they were all just everyone was just kind of standing single file. It was really weird and there's no higher benches. So if you do sit, it's in that cooler area that like they've actually made the space kind of I would argue unusable. Not unusable, but less encouraged to use it. So it'll be interesting to see how the new ships handle that and address that.
Wow. Well, we know that the
And I don't
Conquest class can handle it because there's already a ton of space in those.
Yep, and we've seen it on the Spirit class. Someone was sharing the Pride. One of the people that I talked to when we were talking about the changes, they said on the Pride they've ripped out the shower rooms and they've just installed a flat wall of shower stalls to make that ADA accessible. And so we've not been on the Pride yet, so we're gonna have to book.
Yeah. Brian said that
Yes,
Oceania
Brian.
didn't have any of the door openers.
Yep,
And so,
yep.
yeah,
And
it's
so
definitely nice to have
so
those installed.
so it is. I mean, I've been very impressed with Carnival to see all of the changes that they've made across all of the venues.
Yeah.
Like I said, it'll be interesting to see does that continue throughout the fleet. Now, Carnival, I would say I've always felt not 100%. They don't do a 100% job. I don't think anyone does a 100% job, and especially it sounds like Oceania. But
Mhm.
they've Carnival has always been kind of a leader. They've had, the accessible deck plans for years before others started publishing accessible deck plans to kind of show accessible routes. And so to see them continue to invest, that was a big part of the dry dock, has kind of been cool to see.
It is. All right, we have
Was
reached the
that
final
was that
10 minutes of our broadcast.
okay? Was that all of the picture? No, there's
Nope.
still one more.
There's a couple more.
Okay. Oh, yes. Did anyone ever use those sports equipment? The stationary bike. Go to the next one. I think there's a couple of these, right? They've
Mhm.
removed all of the stretching and sports equipment from deck 11 aft. Deck 11, deck 12, deck 11. Keep me
Should be
honest. Deck
11, I
11,
think.
10. No, 12, 12, because Lido is 10, then 11, and then 12. Yep, it would have been 12 on the track where the track is. So if you come back to us, if anyone has ever walked the track on a Carnival ship, they have those stationary bikes and exercise equipment. They removed all of those. They put in a couple of pool tables in there to eat up the space, so it wasn't just blank space. So at least there's something
Right.
there. But they yanked out. Oh, Blake, I'm sorry. Boo. Boo, YouTube. Come back to
I know.
us. Come back. Blake? Blake, are you there?
Well, I think he's there if he's sending some message.
Okay, fair, 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 fair.
But he just won't get us mentioning him for a couple minutes, probably, or 30
Okay.
seconds.
So yeah, so that was one of the other big changes is they've yanked out all of that equipment. I never saw anyone using it, so I
No.
guess makes sense. And put in a couple
Yep.
of pool tables. Hopefully they are weather resistant.
I would imagine they are.
Okay.
And then the
And now
last one that you have is the updated space that used to be known as Carnival Kitchen.
yes, play the video. Can I still talk over it?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, the audio is still there.
I know, I'm trying to pull it off. There we
So
go.
this is the new non-smoking casino. I'm gonna do a full tour when it's not in operation. Oh,
Was that the
didn't
length of the video? Because that's all that it translated for me.
yeah, it didn't fully play for me on this end, but that's okay. You kind of get to see the smoking. The big thing that I wanted to show was the end of that video. Can you go back to the end of that video?
That's as far as I have.
Right there, right there. That's exactly what I want to see. So
Okay.
that's the entrance. So you really have to know that there is a non-smoking casino down this nondescript hallway and you can come back to us now, Rock, because it doesn't connect to the casino like Venezia and Firenze does. You
Okay.
know how there's
Yep.
a hallway between the two casinos. There is no connection because it wasn't designed for the casino to connect to Carnival Kitchen. It was literally two different venues, and so where that long hallway is on the Venezia and Firenze to get from the non-smoking casino to the actual casino, that's the casino offices on the ship. I went down in there last night. The door was propped open, so I did not open a crew door, but I looked in. That's where all of the offices are for the casino, and so
Oh.
they can't just create a hallway there because they'd have to rip that out and repurpose all of those offices. So you have to literally walk down that kind of nondescript hallway. Well, let's be honest. If someone wants to find a non-smoking casino, if someone is like here, they're gonna find it. But I have a feeling they will be adding more signage for the non-smoking casino because it's kind of in a pocket that it's in a hidden pocket that many wouldn't probably discover. Many wouldn't walk down
Well,
just that random hallway.
but that just means that you're not going to have any smoke bleed over whatsoever. So that's good.
100%.
Yeah.
It is 100% true. It is nice.
Yeah.
And so I haven't played yet.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So maybe I'm guessing the candidates are spending some money on YouTube ads right now. So
Right.
apologies. This is a bipartisan, nonpartisan stream today.
They are spending money, that
We're
is
both
for sure. Mark, when you get back to the
um,
States, you're going to have all of those text messages come through that have been in queue because they're not iMessage.
oh, because I've had service in each of the ports with my new Verizon plan. Hey Verizon, if you're watching us and like to sponsor, join in. because of the new Verizon plan, I've had actual service in every single port, and I've got
Oh,
those texts. Every single port, I've got those
well,
texts.
you're
It's been
welcome.
lovely. Proud to be an American. What was I gonna say? Oh, the last thing I just wanted to say is I did get to celebrate a special occasion on board, which was phenomenal. Thank you. Oh gosh, this was a fantastic surprise. I got back to the people call me Craig. Sorry, I gotta pull this up, Rock, because that just totally made me giggle. Mountain Dew, yep. Any of those, any of you that would like to sponsor, come on in. Thank you to Darlene for the bottle of champagne. You saw it there in the picture. That's fine, Rock. You can keep it on us. You saw it on the picture. Bottle of champagne and etched champagne flutes from Carnival. That was amazing. Blake and Josh, thank you for the decorations in the stateroom, as well as the plate of cookies. They were delicious. They're gone. Those cookies are gone. I
Good
think
job.
Jason liked the cookies as much as I did. Yeah, I was like, Jason, those are my birthday cookies. Rocky, thank you. There was popcorn delivered, there was cookies delivered. That was a fantastic surprise. And then I had some cruise cash delivered applied to the account with no additional information or note or anything along those lines. Rocky did let me know, Mr. Brian Shell, thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, Carnival did not tell me where it came from, and so I had to ask Rocky, do you by chance know where this came from? So thank you so much. That went to I got to do a birthday dinner at G's Asian Kitchen. So Brian, thank you so much for that. It's my favorite it's my favorite way to spend my birthday is at Gigi's, and I was able to do that. So appreciate it. And Blake, yes, appreciate you. Appreciate everyone who wished and everyone that wished me a happy birthday. I still haven't replied to everything. I'm trying, I promise. Trying to reply to all of the messages. It was taking me a couple of days, and so I appreciate the patience.
All good.
But it was great. It was a great 29. Um, what?
Yeah. What?
The question was
Oh,
Panorama and Firenze equally. Um, I'll tell you. Rocky has been on both ships, so I'm gonna be curious to get his opinion. Rocky, let's start with you. What's your opinion? Firenze or Panorama? Which one are you picking to sail again?
I would have to say the Firenze because of the unique design, the unique interior. Carnival Panorama is a great ship. Don't get me wrong. I really had a great time on board. But it's turned into more of a Marriott of the Seas, if you will. It's very nondescript. There's not a lot of personality with the ship. You could go on the Vista, the Horizon, the Panorama, and it feels like it's the same exact ship. Mark?
It is the same. It is the same exact ship, and so that was something that Carnival learned with this design, and they changed it with the Excel class by adding in new zones that were unique to each ship. Because this ship feels just like the Horizon, feels just like the Vista, with some minor modifications.
Yeah.
Carnival Kitchen was one of them, which is now gone. And so I would pick the Firenze as well. I would absolutely pick the Firenze. Love the Panorama. She is my most sailed Carnival ship. I'm almost platinum on this ship alone. If you were to add up all of my nights on Panorama, I'm almost platinum on this ship, and so love the
Wow.
ship, obviously. But the
Yeah,
Firenze, 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 Kathy B, Firenze.
that's right.
Oh, people call me Craig. I really wish this would have been on the 17th. I wish we would have crossed the international date line. I did kind of already celebrate it twice though, because it was the 17th here and then it was the 17th there in the States. And so I
Sure.
actually feel like I got to celebrate my birthday twice, which was kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. I'm gonna do that maybe again. Rocky, we need to get you on one of these cruises. It's really cool.
I'm ready for it.
They took the space for the classes out. What I haven't found yet is whether or not they're still offering them. I haven't been, Rocky, usually we make friends with guest services because, we like to cheer them up because they have a hard job. We've not
Yeah.
made friends with anyone at guest services this cruise because they have been going nonstop since we left Singapore and we felt really bad for them. So once it slows down, I'm going to go down because I've got a couple of questions that I want to ask.
Great.
Kathy B, like you, Long Beach is one of our most frequent as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Rocky, we should actually do the math on that to figure out what is our most frequent port. I'm
Okay.
curious. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, so thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. Rocky, thank you for pulling together all of this content. I know I sent you a bunch of stuff. Thank you for making it make sense for everyone.
You're
Sorry, it
welcome.
was just me just talking for an hour. I feel like it was just me talking for oh, hi, hi little
Sorry.
guy. Oh,
He's been sleeping soundly next to me this whole time.
I miss him terribly. Oh, I miss him
Yeah.
terribly. Oh, more birthday wishes coming in. I love this. Oh, hey Rocky, guess what today is?
Today is the 20th of October for you.
Diamond Party Day. Hey,
Hey!
Diamond
How are they doing
Party.
it?
They've split it up. So yesterday, we met some folks. They had their lunch yesterday. But they're like, we wish we could get our husbands, but it said no, it was in our name only, and they're not Diamond yet. And I was like, Okay, well, you could have invited us. We would have gone multiple times. So
Right.
they've split it up. I'm guessing they will probably do 3 or 4 lunches because of the number of diamonds on board. It sounds
Makes
like
sense.
someone shared the number between platinum and diamond. There's like 1,800 on the ship. It's majority or maybe 2,200 between platinum and diamond. There's a
Wow.
lot. There's a lot of
Wow.
status and loyalty on this ship. Yeah.
That's wild.
Uh,
So to wrap up today, I will say we do have that group cruise that we are trying to get people to join us on. So if you are interested in joining us, we still have that survey available. I'll put it into the chat. It's also in the description to the video. So please go take the survey. Let us know. It's on Margaritaville at Sea Islander, sailing out of Tampa September 7th. It's a 7-night cruise going to Cozumel, Ocho Rios, and Grand Cayman. It's going to be a great time. So we still haven't secured everything in yet, but I'm hoping this next week I will get some details. We'll have our own website dedicated for it and all of that good stuff. So check it out. Let us know that you're coming. We'd love to have you join us.
Speaking of our website,
Yes.
thiscruiselife.com/shop, you can pick up a hat or a beautiful lanyard or a variety of other supplies like stickers, etc. I love that. Now I feel like we're the YouTube ad.
We are. It's okay. And then, Mark, you don't even know this yet, but I am planning on rolling out a new program this week on Instagram. Every Tuesday will be Travel Tip Tuesday, and
Okay.
I will be giving some advice and some open suggestions. If you are interested in going on a cruise, going to all inclusive, or any other type of vacation, I will be sharing some of my travel tips of what's available, maybe some special offers that are out there that you can only get if you book through
Awesome.
me and that sort of thing. So keep an
Awesome.
eye out for Travel Tip Tuesday, and that'll be linked to my travel page on thiscruiselife.com/travel, so that this way you'll be able to find out all the details right there as well.
I'm pretty sure I just read an amazing review about a booking you did to an all-inclusive in I think Punta Cana it was.
That's
And
correct.
so keep up the great work, Rocky. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, let's see. What else has gone on in the comments? I'm a theater minor. I don't want to just sit there.
Fair enough.
Yes, yes, yes. Agreed, agreed. Thank you to everyone that joined this random out of the blue evening, morning live. I appreciate you flexing your schedules so that I could be on today. What's
Hey,
up?
it's still Sail Talk Saturday for us, so there's no
It's
major adjustments there.
I mean, it's Sale Talk Sunday for me, but it's
Right.
Sale Talk Saturday for you. So,
Yes.
no, I'm kidding. It's Sale Talk Saturday in my heart. We're going to do pasta bella today for lunch, the pasta
Very
bar where,
nice.
oh, that was another change. Okay, and then I promise Rocky, you got to go.
I do.
That was another change. They changed Gigi's or the Mongolian wok. You no
Yep.
longer get to
GG for
choose
lunch.
you no longer get to choose what you want. They just give you these bland bowls. Mine was terrible. Now I will say
Um,
Jason got the broth and it was amazing. He
oh,
gave
good.
me one bite. It's like you when you share your food. Here's one bite, you get one bite. And I was like,
That
I
just
just
means you
left
got to
the
go
rest of
back.
mine. Gotta go back. Gotta go back
You
and get
got
the
some
broth,
days
not
for it.
the we do. How many sea days do we have left?
Well, so right now you're in the middle of a 3-day
Yep.
journey over to
Yep.
Guam. Then you have six
Yep.
days to Hawaii, and then you
I'm
have
so
5
excited.
days to Long Beach. But you have 2 days in Hawaii, so that'll be cool.
Wait, there's 5 days to Long Beach?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't even. So it wasn't until we got on board when Jason said, "Did you know we have 19 sea days or 18 sea days?" And I was like,
Yeah, you only have
What?
like 5 ports on this entire cruise. It's wild.
Yeah, yeah. I had no idea. You know me. I
Yeah,
just
I do.
go with the flow.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, it has been great to see everyone. Thank you for joining us for Sail Talk Saturday, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to continue to bring you updates and share some of the videos and photos. I mean, there's so much. I'm gonna send a bunch to Rocky and just have him start posting it and editing because there's just so much.
It's gonna keep me busy, that is for sure.
And that is a lot of sea days. That is a
Yes.
lot of sea days. I'm glad Jason and I get along as well as we do because I don't know that I could do this with many other people. Thank you, Blake, for tuning in. Yeah, my brother. That's right, Rocky. I could do this with Paul. I could do this with my
Oh,
brother. That's a good point.
okay. As I'm pointing to myself. Hello? All right.
I
Well, thank you
kid,
so
I
much, everyone.
kid.
As Mark already said, thank you so much for tuning in, for being here. We appreciate the support. We
Yes.
love you all for being here and being part of this journey. I know that Mark shared a lot of detail and a lot of information, not just in today, but in his most recent shorts that he updated or uploaded to YouTube. So if you haven't watched those, we created a whole playlist just for all those shorts so you can stay up on what's going on the Trans-Pacific sailing. Mark, we'll see where you're at next Saturday. And
Yes.
for all of you, keep an eye on our Instagram feed as well as YouTube for when we are ready to post it. And who knows, maybe it'll be at our normal time, or maybe it'll be shifted so that we can get Mark back on with us. So
Awesome.
thank you,
Hey,
everyone. Again, Mark's pulling all of the messages up onto the screen. I love people call me Craig's message. We're going to call you Bob. That's awesome.
I
But
like it.
anyway, have
I
a
like it.
wonderful rest of your weekend. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday to you, Mark. And
Thank you.
we will see you all very soon.
Very soon. Bye, everyone. Bye, Rocky.